Hey there guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Less Than Average Gaming and welcome back to another Let's Play Badly episode. Today we are taking a look at the fantastic Chivalry Medieval Warfare. I picked this up in a sale a little while ago. I think it was the last sale that Steam had, but it is also on sale right now for like $1.99. And for something that's this good for that price, it is absolutely fantastic. Like, the gameplay is actually some of the most satisfying combat mechanics that I've ever experienced before in an actual game. That's basically as far as I can remember. And yeah, for that price, it's fantastic. You couldn't really ask for much else. But anyway, if you don't know what Chivalry is, well, I'm just going to jump into a couple of games and I'm going to try and show it off for you guys. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got 4 different classes. We've got the Archer, the Man-at-Arms, the Vanguard, and the Knight. They all have different characteristics, different speed settings, different armor levels, different weapons that they can use, which make them perform differently in the battlefield. So something like a Vanguard, which is the middle of the road class, has more long-range weapons, is able to reach further, able to deal more damage from like a mid-range. A knight is more of a close range. You sort of swing big swords around in a big area and try and deal damage to as many people as you can. They also get shields and stuff like that. The Man-at-Arms is more of the very, very close combat guy. He's got the short swords, got the daggers, got the staffs that he can just sort of get in there, hit, do quick attacks, deal combos, stuff like that, and try and take out an enemy very quickly. And also there's the Archer, which obviously tries to sit a little bit further back, take pot shots at people, but can also get very close with stuff like spears, stuff like a slingshot, stuff like that. So there are also very, very many options that you can do within each class, really. They all have sort of a different flavor that you can use on them. But as I mentioned before, the main flavor of this game is its combat mechanics. Basically, there's a whole bunch of different attacks that you can do. There's the normal overheads, well, not the normal overhead thing. There's the normal attack, which does a left to right or a right to left arc. There's the overhead, which deals damage straight down, and there's a stab as well. And you also, blocking is very important. Each different swing has a different damage amount they deal. Each has a different arc that they can use, stuff like that. So each attack that you use is very, very important, and you have to basically make decisions on the fly as to which attacks will probably be most suitable to the current situation you're in. So if you're in a close quarter situation with other teammates, because team damage is also on, you can kill your teammates. You don't really want to be doing the big arc swings, left to right, right to left, stuff like that. You want to be using your stabs and you want to be using your overheads to try and deal damage to enemies in different ways that they aren't necessarily expecting. As far as I can tell, there isn't a real story mode in the game. It's more of the tutorial sort of sets up where the rest of the multiplayer gameplay is going to happen. And in the start, basically, you get to pick a couple of different, of the 2 different factions, you get to pick one. And then you get to go off to battle after you've done all the tutorial lessons, so you basically know how to play the game. And then in each of the multiplayer games, you get to pick a side, as long as it's not free-for-all. You get to pick a side, and you get to do different things, so attacking, defending, pushing carts, capturing objectives, stuff like that. So basically, the story isn't really existing, but it also occurs simultaneously in the tutorial and the multiplayer game, while still not really having much of a story behind it. One of the most fantastic things about this game is essentially how all of the maps are different. All the maps are different locations. They all have a different objective that you have to capture, that you'd have to do. And some of the maps are incredibly large, like this one you'll see here. We start in this village here, and basically we have to try and pick up those torches over there and burn the houses to the ground. Also kill those villagers that you see me killing just there. Murdered that guy pretty well. So yeah, you have to burn the village to the ground. You have to kill all the villagers while you're still doing a little bit of a team deathmatch, trying to take out the enemy team, and while you end up killing the rest of the villagers, burn the houses down. And then what's incredible about this game is that each map progresses. So like after we've done this bit here, we'll progress into the bit where we have to get the battering ram, and we have to push the battering ram all the way to the castle gates while the enemies are still pouring towards us, trying to stop us from moving the battering ram. They're sitting up in the castle. They're taking pot shots at us with ballistas, arrows, archers sitting up the top, trying to kill us from getting this battering ram to the gate. And then once we get the battering ram to the gate, we use the battering ram, and then the enemies come again, and they try and kill us while we're using it. As doing a little bit of teabagging here. I thought that was pretty relevant. I mean, old mate was doing it, so everybody basically had to be doing it. So yeah. Once you get the cart to the objective, so similar to a payload push in Overwatch, TF2, stuff like that. Once you get it there, there's more objectives to do. So once you've done that, you have to actually break down the castle door, and you have to protect your teammates who are trying to use the battering ram to bust down the door. And then once the door's busted down, you have to bust through the door. Well, no, you don't have to bust through the door because it's already broken down. You walk through the front door, you walk into this big open room like you're about to see here. You walk into this big open room, and there's a king sitting there. He's an AI, but he still performs like he's a player character. He still does damage, still takes damage, still attacks people, and he'll get kills and stuff like that. So it ends up evolving into something much more in depth than just being a simple, oh, burn the village, kill everyone, just do a team deathmatch, do a free for all. Obviously, there are going to be game modes that are just team deathmatch, free for all, stuff like that, because that's some of the gameplay people enjoy. But I enjoy the game so much when the maps just evolve and they turn into something different. So they allow you to progress, and you feel a sense of progression as you're going through the bit of teabag. This guy was so rude, by the way. I'm just trying to do my thing, do the teabag, do a little bit of honor, and he just chucks fucking spears at me and ends up killing me. It's bullshit, dude. So yeah, as I was talking about just then, you can see us moving the cart up here, and this is where the next part of the map comes from. So old mate's teabagging as the enemies are trying to stop us from getting the cart to the door, we end up killing more of them, and more of them keep coming out, and we keep pushing. And then once it gets to the door, it'll have to break down, which takes a couple of minutes to do. So each game in itself, you can just come in, pop, find a free-for-all server, play for 5 minutes at a time. Or you can end up playing for 15 minutes or 20 minutes trying to complete this objective. The sense of completion in this is so cool when you try the bigger maps, and the idea that you're actually competing to get something done. Like, you're pushing forward, always pushing forward, pushing the enemy back. They're trying to struggle to defend against you guys. They end up pushing back. Yeah, they get their archers out. They're trying to sit on the walls and take pot shots at you like that. Just there. Trying to take pot shots at you. Essentially trying to stop you in the best way that they can. While you're still pushing forward. Being super aggressive. Being really, really forward with them. Trying to get the cart to the thing. And then, once the cart has actually finished knocking down the door, the game mode progresses again until it turns into more of a team deathmatch kind of thing. Where you're just in a room. You're trying to kill as many of them as possible while still killing the king. So each game mode can end up lasting, depending on what you're interested in. You can either play for 5 minutes at a time, 5 minutes, 10-minute sessions, or you can end up playing for half an hour trying to do this one map with a whole army, dude. I can't speak highly enough of how cool this game is. Like, all the different mechanics, there's so much in depth. So so much depth with the combat mechanics, like all the different swings that you can do. I didn't even know that you could hold Alt and all the attacks would be different. They'd swing with the other hand, or they'd swing backwards, or they'd swing overhead a little bit differently, just to try and throw your enemy off. And there's like staggering and stamina management and movement, trying to get the right angle on people so they don't like use their shield and block it. You got to try and angle around them, swing all the way. There's just so much in-depth gameplay here. Like, it's so cool. And despite being about 4 or 5 years old, the game still looks really, really good, apart from like the trees and stuff. The trees look like late 2000 trees, like real blocky and stuff like that. But other than that, the game actually looks really nice. All the art is like detailed, all the textures and stuff like that, the walls, everything looks like it should in a period like this, medieval time, stuff like that. Everything looks a little bit rugged, looks a little bit rusty, but it looks regal at the same time, because that's the whole theme and the aesthetic that they're going for. So it is actually a very nice looking game, despite it being 4 or 5 years old. So essentially this game has something for everybody. If you're just into doing like team killing, team killing. I mean, there's certainly plenty of team killing. So if you're interested in getting kicked all the time because you're doing too much team damage, something there for you. If you're interested in doing team deathmatch, free for all, stuff like that, capture the flags even in here, I think. Might not be capture the flag, might be domination, stuff like that. There's like the push forward maps, payload, stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of different game modes that you can play. And even if you don't enjoy something that one of your friends likes, maybe you'll have another friend that picks up this game and they like doing the same thing as you. So you end up doing the same thing with them. You end up playing. And there's a whole lot of depth in the amount of the classes that they have. They each have different like weapons that you can do. They all have different stats, and they all have different ranges, and you have to play a little bit differently. And then you end up finding something that's right for you. Like I've got here with the halberd, I think it is, the billhook. The billhook is what it is. It's got long range, long hook, big damage, stuff like that. But there's other weapons you can get. You can get on the knight. You can get a big fucking hammer, and you can just knock people's heads off in one hit if you want to. There's just so many cool things about this game that I can't really talk about for much longer, because this video will end up being half an hour long of me just rambling about how to kill people with a big fucking hammer in Chivalry. So, I've tried the different style with the Let's Play Badly this time. It's more of a post-recording, like, not live, so if you do like this one, make sure you let me know. Leave a comment and let me know that this style is a little bit better, or you prefer to see the old style of Let's Play Badly, because I'm really not fussed on which version I do. This is the first one I'm going to be trying to do in post-production with the recording afterwards. But yeah, I do really like doing stuff like this, and this game is just, that's fucking awesome, dude. I'll be happy to review games like that, or do you want to see me play them live, first reaction stuff? I could probably do both. Like, I can probably just watch myself get killed there. I lost my train of thought because I got killed there. So yeah, if you do like this style, let me know. But if you like the old style, also let me know. Leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. And yeah, thank you very much for watching this one. I do really appreciate it. This has been Luke from Less Than Average Gaming, and I hope you guys have an above average day. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye!